In this lecture, we will cover epidemiologic applications of GIS. The lecture is narrated by Yang Yi.
There are 4 modules in this lecture. Module 3. Create a map in SAS. Now that we have the map dataset, either from SAS or census, and the response dataset that we are studying on, we'll put them together to create a map. Here we come to the most important procedure in mapping data in SAS, ProcGMap. It can produce 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional maps that show variations of a variable value with respect to an area. It can be used to produce maps, summarize data that vary by physical area, and show trends and variations of data between geographic areas. It can also highlight regional differences or extremes. From the examples on the left, a map of the number of zip codes per state, we can see that California, Texas, and several states on the East Coast have much more zip codes than Midwestern states and Alaska. According to the example on the right, a map of population data for Asia in 2005, China and India have huge population compared to other countries in Asia. We will be using an example to learn about how to use ProcGMap. In this example, we're going to create a 2-dimensional map and a 3-dimensional map of the number of zip codes per state in the U.S. The variable mapped can be the number of zip codes, such as in this example, or incidence rate of a disease, number of farms, or anything of interest. For this example, the 2D map and the 3D map use the same datasets. As the geographic level is state, we can use the map dataset SAS provides. The 2 dataset we are using here is maps.us and sashelp.zipcode. Maps.us contains the geographic information of the U.S. on state level, and sashelp.zipcode contains the list of all zip codes in the U.S. with the state information for each of them. Both of the datasets are already available in SAS, so we do not need to import anything for this map. First of all, ProcContents is used to find the 2 important variables, the variable we are mapping and the shared variable in both datasets that we will match in ProcGMap. The length and type of the variable need to be the same. We'll use ProcContents to see the list of all the variables in maps.us and sashelp.zipcode. The highlighted variables are the ones that we are using in the ProcGMap procedure. Here are 2 variables we are looking for. Zip is the variable of interest, and state is the geographic level we are working on. Now we will start to create a 2-dimensional map or 2D map. For this example, both map dataset and response dataset are provided in SAS, so no import is necessary here. The map dataset is maps.us, and the response dataset is sashelp.zipcode. ID represents the unit we are mapping. Here, as we are mapping at the state level, and the state was the variable that we found that matches in the 2 datasets, so we put state after ID. The choral sentence tells SAS to color the map differently based on the frequency of the variable, which is the number of zip codes. The statistic equals option specifies the statistic for the response variable. Here, what we have is the different zip codes in different areas. Since we are mapping the number of zip codes, we need to specify the statistic option as frequency. After running procgmap, you'll get a 2D map as it is shown on the right. Now we are going to create this 3-dimensional map based on the same datasets. It is pretty similar to the way how we created the 2D map. To modify from the 2-dimensional map we just made to a 3-dimensional map, the only thing we need to do is change coral to block. Block represents the bars on the map showing the number of each unit of area we are studying with the height of the bar and the color shade.